Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are enjoying your day. So today we're going to discuss using credit to build wealth. So let's jump right into it. So think about it. You worked hard to build your savings. Your emergency fund, your 401k is your cushion. Why would you put that on the line? So protect your cash. Instead, leverage credit. Now let me break this down. Your cash should be used to buy assets, especially income producing ones. I'm talking about the real estate that pays you every month, dividend investments, or business that generate consistent income. The goal is simple. Cash flow, not liabilities. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. For example, buying a car on a loan with no income, backing it up, that's a liability. It doesn't pay you, it costs you. Now, here's where it gets interesting. One of the strategies I use to really level up is called taking over payments, also known as subject to financing. Here's how it works. I look for homeowners who are behind on their mortgage and facing foreclosure. People who don't want their credit destroyed. Instead of letting the bank take their home, I step in. I take over the mortgage payment, get the property under contract, and now I control the assets, while the loan stays in their name. Sometimes I'll wholesale these though, meaning I sign a contract to another investor and collect a fee. But what really changes the game for me, I started keeping some of these properties. I even lived in one of them. When I was in Texas, I found a property where the owner was behind. I took it over, subject to it, refinanced in my name, and within a few years, I walked away with nearly $200,000. Now that's the power of leveraging credit. And I know what you're thinking. Why would someone agree to that? Because the alternative is foreclosure, and that stays on their credit for years to come. To them, you're not just an investor, you're a solution. So that's why it works. Now, if your credit is strong, you can take this even further with business credit, building systems and scaling without using your personal money. And if your credit isn't great, start with wholesaling. That's how a lot of people get in the game. It creates quick cash, which you can reinvest in long-term assets like rental properties. Because here's the truth. Wholesaling gives you fast money, rental properties give you long-term wealth, and assets give you leverage, equity, and freedom. Now let me show you how I actually use business funding step by step. First, I use funding as leverage. If I need to help a seller move, I got it covered. Moving truck, covered. Cash for keys, covered. That alone makes seller wants to work with me because I can solve their problem immediately. Now let's talk about the deal itself. To invest properly, you need to know what a property is worth. That means appraisals, inspection, contractors walking the property. All of that costs money. And I'm not using my personal cash either. I'm using business funding. Even when it comes to locking in deals, earnest money sometimes is $1,000 or more. I even use business credit for that too. That's how I move fast, secure deals, and keep momentum. Now here's what really makes money. Renovations. I use something called forced appreciation. Even if a property looks decent, I'll paint it, upgrade the floors, add appliances, improve the overall look. Because that instantly increased the value. And I'm using business funding to do that. It's not draining my money. So now let's talk about cash flow. If I rent a property long term, I may take $300 to $500 a month. But if I turn into a short term rental or a platform like Airbnb, Booking.com, or Vrbo, I can make 2 to 3 times that. But you do have to furnish it. Beds, linen, furniture, decor. Probably want to get like a landscaper, house cleaner. And again, I use business funding to set it up right away so it produces maximum income for me. And it doesn't stop there though. I even use business funding to invest in myself. Coaching, mentorship courses, that's all taxable. And it helps me keep leveling up. Now let's talk about something most people overlook. Taxes. We don't want to play with Uncle Sam. I see people making great money, but losing it because they don't have a strategy. No business structure, no retirement planning, no tax advantage. And they end up overpaying by tens of thousands every year. With the right setup like S Corp, Solo, 401k, and cost segregation, you can legally reduce your tax bill and keep your money. So here's the bottom line. You don't need the money to build wealth. You need the right strategy, access to funding, and the right knowledge. Because when you put those three together, everything changes. Hope you like this video. Level up. Use credit to build your wealth. Share this video. Like it, subscribe it. Because when I know something new, or think I know something new, or something I experienced, I'm going to let you know. Enjoy your day. Peace.